Hello and welcome to Auto Today. My name is Dhruv and this is one of those few rare occasions where we get to show you a Porsche, specifically the 2021 Porsche Panamera. And this variant in particular is the entry-level one, which starts off at 1.44 crores ex-showroom. Now that is a lot of money, but you also get a whole lot of car for that. But before we dive into that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and please don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get notified every time a video goes up on Auto Today. Visual updates are hard to spot, more so in case of the Panamera's front end. Essentially, the sport design package available previously as an optional extra is now standard, adding sportier bumpers and side skirts. There is now a different sport design package available as an optional extra though. The rear fares better with its revised tail lamp cluster, but on the whole it's tough to tell the new one and the pre-facelift versions apart. We're not complaining though, just pointing out facts. Personally, I'd pick the Sport Turismo over this one, but it is yet to be listed on Porsche India's official web page. So for now, this seems to be the only body style you can buy the Panamera in. The cabin and all that equipment available remains unchanged. In terms of features, the standard list is quite healthy with a semi-digital instrument cluster, a high-res super responsive touchscreen, 4-zone climate control, all 4 electrically adjustable seats, Bose audio setup and plenty more. However, that Rs 1.44 crore starting price does leave out quite a few features. And the list of optional extras is frankly endless. In fact, I managed to add a full crore to the base price ticking the options list. With the 2021 facelift, nothing has changed in terms of the space that is on offer. In the rear, there is plenty for you to stretch your legs out. There are these very comfortable individual, very sporty seats, very well bolstered, that hold you in place really well in case whoever's at the wheel decides to get a little carried away with the car. But yeah, anyway, so great seats, really comfortable. You get this nice touchscreen which lets you access media functions, climate control settings, all that, and controls for the sunroof and the rear blind. These seats are all electrically adjustable, so you have memory settings as well for the rear seat. So you can push them forward, recline, and you can even increase the seat squab with this button over here. Since this is the Panamera, not the Sport Turismo, so there is a slight compromise in terms of headroom overall, but still it does not feel cramped or claustrophobic. Slightly it does because of the smaller rear window, but honestly speaking, at least in my case, if I'm sitting in the rear seat of a Porsche, then I'm definitely doing something wrong. The front is where you need to be, and let's get to that. Now I did mention that this is the entry-level Porsche, but don't be fooled by those words because this still gets a 2.9-litre V6 with turbocharging and has a peak power output of 330 bhp and a peak torque of 450 Nm. Transmission duties are handled by an 8-speed automatic. And there is plenty of shuft from this car. I mean, you would think that it's a heavy car and a 2.9-litre V6 might not be that exciting, but you just stamp on the throttle and the car just goes really quickly. And that is quite addictive, but it is a Porsche after all, and Porsche prides itself in the way they can make their cars handle, the kind of driving pleasure you can get from driving a Porsche, and that is all there. Of course, we've been driving this car on public roads, so I haven't been doing anything illegal, but I was lucky enough to drive a Panamera, the pre-facelift version, at the Buddh International Circuit, and the ride and handling is just sublime, especially if you've got the rear wheel steering and the fanciest of the suspension setup. Take them the options list, expensive options, but yeah, it does transform the car into a proper sports car almost. I mean, I was genuinely bowled over by how well the car handled and how it had this ability to sort of shrink itself around you. Despite being such a large car, it had this ability to make you feel like you're driving a smaller, more nimble car. And I know this is slowly becoming a cliche of sorts when it comes to big high performance cars, but again, I would want to point out that the way a car like this size, this weight handles is just incredible.
it just always impresses you so much, the way this can put a smile on your face, can take two corners, and just the amount of precision you get from the steering wheel, from the throttle responses. The gearbox does exactly what you want it to do at all times and never gives you a reason to complain. In fact, you have paddle shifters to take control of gear shifts, but trust me, it's almost telepathic the way the gearbox behaves. Downshifts every time at the right time when you want it to, and it's just just a really good driving experience overall. And speaking of driving experience, you can alter that with driving modes with this really nice dial over here. Very sporty, very unique. So you've got normal, you've got sport, and you've got the most extreme setting, if I can say that, the Sport Plus mode. And there's also individual, so you can configure things individually as per your liking. And there is a very cool button over here which gives you a 20-second boost. So that's almost like full nitrous oxide feels, but yeah, it's not exactly that, but it does give you a 20-second boost to just quickly scamper forward, even quicker than the way it would normally. And you can deactivate traction control to an extent, and if you're feeling adventurous enough, then do the right things and the car will let you get the tail out a little. But yeah, all that is quite fun, but that is when you actually kind of feel the weight of the car, the heft of the car, and that is something you will also feel when you're driving around on regular city roads in normal mode. You will feel like you're driving a big heavy car. In fact, speaking of that normal mode, I honestly think that it's a bit too dull for this car. Like, I always found myself maybe configuring the individual setup or just switching to sport mode, because the throttle responses and the responses from the gearbox are just a little too dull for my liking. But anyway, that's a personal opinion.
It may be the least powerful Panamera on sale, but it still manages to dole out enough excitement to keep the driver happy. With launch control, this base Panamera will hit the ton in 5.4 seconds and reach 200 km/h in 21.6 seconds. Porsche has worked on the ride and handling of the Panamera as well, so it now is a tad more comfortable and dynamically sorted than before. As mentioned earlier, the 2021 Porsche Panamera is on sale starting from 1.44 crores ex-showroom. The GTS is priced from 1.85 crore, while the Turbo S and the Turbo SE hybrid cost well over 2 crores. The Panamera was and continues to be the benchmark in the sports car cum luxury sedan space. Please feel free to share your comments on the 2021 Porsche Panamera in the section below, and do give us a thumbs up if you like this video.